his addition certainly hasn't slowed them down. And now we're going to be hopping on in to check out what we'll actually get here on Vertigo. I'm excited to see where this SWAT and Grizz in, what he's actually doing for them, since this can be a little bit of a tricky map if you're playing one of the peripheries.
Yeah, I'm wondering in terms of, well, on the CT side more than on the T side, where they're going to place them. It's curious, but we're going to have to wait until the next half to find out there. Certainly on the T side, he has been the one to kind of take those opening fights and kind of go in and try to open up the space for his teammates. So I don't think that's necessarily going to change here.
Seems like we're getting the B fight. Okay, here it is. Sorry,
Yep.
John. Keep going.
No, it's fine. No, Grizz is going to be that first point of contact, like I was saying. So he's going to be charging in here and hoping to find one, unless they wait for Sonic to make some noise towards a ramp to try and convince Boss to rotate over, which might be the call here. I think he's engaging a little bit right now.
Very patient from Wildcard, especially considering what we saw from them on Ancient. Now Sonic's trying to sell this, but it is just the fake. Hasn't really pulled anyone just yet. Conalone spotted, seeing that there's not a whole lot. Now Grizz is the first casualty. Freshie gets that information. They might not expect this player at quad. And every kill that comes through from Boss sells this a little bit further. Dottie, it's the patient game. But
Darty, no!
Oh no! Everything was to set him up. But it just can't connect. Recovery's still a possibility. But this bomb, looking like it might just get planted. Molotov should secure it. And Sonic on the angle now. Now the time pressure's on the other side. They didn't expect Sonic to have slipped up so far. Fang's got to seal the deal here, and Stan will have the last laugh. That is a major collapse for Boss.
And the BM from Stan. Goodness me. I don't know what he has against Fang, but jeez. Anyway, 1-0 for Wildcard. I thought Boss started off great, but there's one piece that didn't activate the way it needed to. And everything fell apart. That piece was Darty.
Yeah.
I mean, he needed to come out from quad and really lay on the hurt, and he missed pretty much all of his shots. Honestly, he hit maybe one, but it certainly wasn't enough. And everything, like you said, was to set him up to try and do the damage, and that doesn't come through. So now Wildcard, realizing that Boss are going to be a little low on the buy-up, are going to favor the Mac 10s. It's going to be 4 Mac 10s. And a Galil coming through, and you see the heavy lean towards mid right now. They're just stacked up there, hoping that Wildcard show their hand here. And there will be Stanislaw, but he's the only one. Throws a nade, doesn't do that much damage. Stanislaw gets one good breath. Excuse me, I can't speak. Great flashbang thrown, and then Stanislaw gets traded. But I mean, everyone else is going to the A side, I would imagine, for Wildcard. Yeah, they're already there, so they have full control. Yes, they lose a Mac 10, but that is exactly what they wanted to happen.
A bit of a cheeky angle here for Sonic. Trying to boost up on Freshie as well. Oh, the re-smoke. Yeah, I mean, at this point, what do you... It was already slim to none.
Yeah.
Now it's none to slim.
It's an eco, though. Try for it.
They're just kind of stumped. They're still waiting to smoke. I mean, genuinely just based on timing. They don't kid, certainly. So what are you going to do? Cryptic's trying to line up a smoke, and, well, Wildcard's brought the fight to them. Clean sweep in the post plant. Money made for those kills coming through from Mac 10s as well. Actually, all 5.
Yep.
So that's extra cash in reserve.
Good 3K coming through there for the Wildcard side. 2-0 lead. Quite a bonus round, though, on their hands here. 4 Mac 10s and the Galil up against 4 M4s and a FAMAS. Look, the way Wildcard are playing, I don't know if they're going to lose this one, but Boss have the firepower advantage by a significant margin. Wildcard, are they going to go fast here? They got Sonic on their team. Maybe. JBA and Sonic are on the other side of the map. They're at the bottom of A ramp, and there's Sonic, actually. I think he's going to push up into scaffolding. Hone alone spamming the smoke. There's Sonic going to the side hall. That's free and clear for the taking. He might peek around the other side, which would be a mistake. And actually, he goes back down to that ramp.
Just trying to show presence, trying to catch a player off guard. Now they're going to group. They're going to death ball this. Fang's likely to be first contact. Actually, oh, he just swapped spots? No, okay, they've gone back towards B. Grizz's position on the mini-map making life a little confusing there.
Yeah.
Old Vertigo mini-map always leading to some interesting things.
It is the worst.
Here comes the peak. Darty, what you got for us? Darty, what you got for us? He's been overlooked. Blind or no, he does at least get the one. Gives his teammates a possibility here, but Freshy needs to hold the line. Can't deny the bomb cross. And now with it down and with Stan coming late through mid, this could be a problem. When does Stan activate? He's waiting for contact with his teammates. He's really giving this a patient look, and now he's going to start to move. But eventually, Ponalone has to stop watching his angle. They have to go for the retake and trust that there's no one coming. And Stanislav may have just waited enough.
Oh, no!
Need him. Sonic mows him down. Stan comes in for the last one. But hey, who even needs the mid lurk when Sonic's hitting shots like that?
Who even needs the Mac 10? Sorry, the rifles. I mean, Sonic's the only one that needed it, and he did all the damage. So he's got 5 already. He was the hot hand on the previous map. Continues to do so here. That was 4 Mac 10s and a Galil up against pretty much all rifles on the boss side, and Wildcard took it. So that's how things have been going for boss, guys. That's the picture we're painting right now. On the boss side, they are going to go for the pistol upgrades. A little bit of armor, a little bit of util. I don't know how much of a difference it's going to make for them. Although, on Ancient, when they had the more limited buy-ups, that's when they found some success. So we'll see if that trend continues here onto Vertigo. Man, it's not been a good day for boss. Here's the opener. Yep.
At the opener. I mean, look, they could rock into the stack. There's nothing to really force it. Just tried to tick on Cryptic. They know there's at least a second player here. It's a little fortunate on that Molly spread. Wildcard is all just about picking right. This is a shell game. Do they find the marble, John? They have found the marble, John.
Yes, they have. All right, well, boss are readjusting themselves here. I think they might have the read. Yeah, they do. Flank's coming in. Sonic kind of exposed here, but he's expecting it, right? Oh, he just saw the shadow. He absolutely knows. 2 shadows, so he knows there's 2 players here.
Well,
now he's just going to wait.
Shadow.
Well, maybe.
Do you think he can diagnose which player it is based on the shadow? This one has a heavier
They're good
step.
enough, Mike.
It's Ponalone. This
players,
one
you know?
feels Canadian. It's Fang.
There's a little Canadian flag on the shadow, just like hovering above it.
This one said sorry to me. It's a Canadian. Not quite. Boss just playing for exits at this point. They're just trying to play contain, trying to do some damage.
Are they?
Low percentage in this round. Fang gets 1.
They tried to slip in at the end. They tried to slip in at the end, and that was a little risky, I guess, for boss, but at the same time, it is just the eco, so they're trying to get something done, and they have the full loss bonus. 4-0 for Wildcard. So we got a very similar start here on Vertigo as we had on Ancient. Now it's up to boss with the rifles to make some noise here. Ponalone's got the gun he loves to use here on the CT side. It's the AWP, and hopefully they'll crack that goose egg soon.
It sounds weird to say. It's not quite as dire as it was on Ancient, but we are still seeing moments where just, you know, players who are normally quite sharp just aren't having that same edge right now. And it's something that we don't usually comment on, frankly, but just on the mechanics, right? It feels like hasn't quite been as lethal.
Even there,
Fang gonna miss a shot there. Cryptic down and out. Next one to follow. Somehow Freshy gets that first. But it's still a man advantage, and a pretty substantial one at that, as smokes will go in, and Ponalone is forced wide. What a shot from Pone. They still risk it? Got every smoke in the book. Might as well. Not like he's going to be able to just hit one through.
Yeah, and I mean,
Ooh, that's a risk.
there's the argument to go for a save here immediately. I mean, maybe Pone hangs around a little bit and tries to spam the smoke with a few op shots, but at the end of it all, yes, Darty's coming out. Okay, maybe Darty on ramp here could change things. We'll see. They don't see him yet. He's got the advantage. There we go. A freebie on Stanislav. Slight's really exposed now, and Pone can put the pressure on, but Slight, he clutches it out. Gets the Tech 9 frag onto Darty, and now it's a 1v1 op v op. Pone fakes the defusal, and he gets the edge, but he can't hit the shot. Slight fades away, and that could be the round right there. It absolutely is. Pone alone just going to save the op. And what a miss. Oh, that's so unfortunate.
Nearly did enough, did Darty. Nearly did enough. The young guns, Darty and Freshie, giving them a chance into that one, but not enough. Wildcard 5-0, and you've hit the point if you're wildcard where you really don't care how you're winning rounds, just that you're doing so. It's such a lead here. You're just going to keep this momentum going as far as you can. At least they've got a decent buy around this AWP, but there's work to be done, and they know it. They're running out of opportunities here. Up Periscope. Because they might need to go below the waves for this one. That's a nice start. All right, Grizz, you can't just sit in the same spot every round. We do know what you're doing. Just haven't been able to stop you.
The smoke's going to fly in there for the B stairs. I mean, Grizz is attracting a lot of attention, which is what he's been doing round after round. And once more, Boss have to keep these two players on B because that Molotov is tossed in. And you see Wildcard kind of setting themselves up to go towards A. And even Boss, they think, okay, let's go reinforce mid. So only one player left on the A side. It's Fang. Look at this lean. It's getting even heavier towards the B side. If Wildcard execute now, it is huge trouble for Boss.
This is just a tendency trainer as well. I don't even think they've had an audio cue, really.
No.
They've had nothing to sell this B play. They're just making a read and making a gamble and putting all the pressure in the world on Fang. And now there's been a flashbang up the ramp. They're not even shifting yet. They're thinking this is a fake. Just now, Cryptic started to shift it up.
I mean,
Fang's actually pulled back to fight mid.
This is crazy.
One smoke over has sold all this space. I mean, you could say they're just playing retake, but they don't have smokes, John. They can't play retake.
Okay. Well, that's an important frag for Fang to get. The bomb carrier dropped and a Molotov dropped onto the bomb, so they have to wait a little bit longer to Wildcard to get the plant. Good trade from JBA, though. And now Grizz is going to get that plant down. Stanislaw, in the meantime, continues to do damage on the periphery here. He's lurking around. Freshie, his victim, down to 3 HP, but just that threat of Stan being there is going to create headaches for Boss Mike. And now JBA finding Darty as well is going to make things even more difficult. I don't even know if they can save.
No, they're in such a tough spot here. They don't think they can get out. They don't think they can go forward. They got nothing. They've got nothing. It's Pone alone who's getting sprayed down and still has to contend with the Phantom of Stanislaw here, who's just hurt him. And we'll find the shot to boot. No gun saved through. That was a distressing round for Boss. It felt like Wildcard had won it before they fired a shot.
Yep. I mean, it was well played from Wildcard. We have to give them a lot of credit, you know, forcing Boss away from that A site before they were even spotted and using some utility to great effect from both mid and the B stairs. The thing is, if you're Boss, I don't know why you lean that heavily. At least, you know, I can understand maybe the rotator going over back to the A site, excuse me, the B site and saying, okay, there's a lot of stuff going on here. Let's have 3 here. But taking both players off of A completely and Fang stepping away to the point that he was towards mid, it's troubling for the Boss side. And they're going to call a timeout to talk that over because they absolutely should. Some adjustments need to be made. Just feels like they're not talking. You know, to an extent.
I don't know what it feels like. I mean, they are, right? Because they're going for plays, they're going for reads. I just don't know what they're reading. What, in that last round, right? Little bit of utility in mid. Just trying to make a tendency call, I guess. There were limitations, to be fair, but it's just so brutal to give up that much space on A if you don't have smokes for the retake.
Yep.
Tough ask. Fang not going to allow them to get into a retake because he'll die before they even get close. 2 players down. This one's already feeling like maybe an impossibility. But I do at least have a flank push. Darty trying to contain them, but he feels like he has to go forward. That's exactly what Slight was waiting for. Wildcard. Just a step ahead at every turn in every fight. It's so comfortable for them right now.
And I think they're rotating B as well, on top of everything else, man.
You killed the push. That tells you they're gambling A. Really pick your poison at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good read. Don't get me wrong. Wildcard are making some brilliant reads. Big credit on to Stanislav for this. I just don't think Boss... Like, it's like, Boss, you know, they're giving a great read, but Boss is also putting forward a bit of a picture book.
Yeah.
It's a little telegraphed. It's a little slow. And so Wildcard aren't having to make any crazy plays to adjust.
And I mean, yeah, this is just an eco round for Boss, so they kind of do have to take sometimes those obvious risks that are easy to read. So, I mean, understandable in that case. It's just that the way this match has gone is more of the troubling point, the trend that they're setting. Cryptic and Freshy just trying to do some damage here because, again, they're going to have enough money to buy up in this next round anyway, so they don't necessarily have to save the MP9s, but I would, if I were them, keep the armor. That's important. Save that 650.
If they can get exits and upgrade the AKs, great. Actually getting the kills really doesn't matter. Keeping their own money would have mattered more. At this point, you're not going to crack the Wildcard economy.
Yeah, it's going to be very tough.
On Sonic, man. There's 10K
10
on Slight.
Yeah.
I mean, the lowest money is JBA, who will have a full buy even if he dies and they lose the round. Like, that ship has sailed. You're going to have to win rounds the hard way. And a couple of exits really aren't going to be the difference maker.
Indeed not. Well, Freshy sticks with the MP9, saves his money for the next round. Everyone else has to fully invest, so Pone alone and the rest of the squad below $500. Pone wins the opening fight against Sonic, who got a little too antsy there. No trade available to him either. Then Pone dunks the Molotov down. Wanted to do the same with the Flash, I think, but missed that one. That's okay.
This one feels like Boston may be settling back a little bit more. Now they got the 5v4. Okay, Freshy's lost. Pressure on towards the B site. The trade's there, and there's no one close in the rotation. Nope. They got sucked further in towards A. There's no mid presence, and this could be trouble, but a little bit of a delayed take. Oh, this is a weird fight between Fang and JBA.
I think JBA gets it.
Oh, yeah. Works out for the young gun. And he's got it. Pulling alone. Now under pressure on the site. Down he goes. All onto Cryptic. The IGL with it all to do. 45 seconds. Wildcard are content to take their time with this one. Still Cryptic. Just crept into an angle they're not expecting. He finds the first.
Could just leave. Well, 35 seconds, actually. Maybe not.
He could too. Could also just put the doubt in his mind, which is exactly what they're doing. And now they found the ankles. And Cryptic, of course, has just no information. Not an audio cue. Oh, no. He's wandered off. And meanwhile, they've filled the gap. Bomb going to be planted. Nothing Cryptic can do about this. Was trying to make a smart read, but instead...
he's saving.
He finds himself out of spot. He'll go for this. They need something. They need some sort of miracle. At this point, you can't just save into oblivion, but it's not going to be either option for Cryptic.
Yeah.
8-0. This is outright domination from Wildcard right now.
Honestly, the save would have justified a buy. That's why I'm thinking he might have gone for it. But I understand the other side of it. Like you were saying, need rounds. It's 8-0. Like you just said, it's bad. There's no other way to put it for Boss. This is a terrible situation to be in. Wildcard already taken the half, and now it's getting even more dominant. Only 4 rounds left for you to find your way back into this one, and they do invest decently because they have that full loss bonus to fall back on. But, oh, that nade. Oh, no, it doesn't connect on anything. Thought it might dunk onto Freshy, but it misses. Stanislav throwing the flashbang. 2 players waiting here. Stan could get blindsided by Freshy, but I think Freshy's just content to wait into the corner for Stanislav to come into his crosshair. And then the nade dunk comes in once more. Doesn't connect for that much. So Freshy has no reason to give up this space. A little bit more aggression maybe coming through from Boss here at mid. But that hasn't been their problem. Their problem has been defending that B site. Okay. Well,
boys, it's a different look, right? They were trying something else. They were trying to go for some mid aggression. I just peeked into 3, and I mean, actually, Stan, who's the usual mid lurker, didn't even need the help of his teammates.
Right.
Now they've lost the A play. This is looking like settled business.
I mean, not only does he get 2 frags, he wins them completely cleanly, no damage taken. Okay, Ponalone manages to get 1 onto Sonic. It's still a very tall task, and I mean, Wildcard can literally go anywhere.
They're pitching,
Not to
yeah.
mention that Darty and Pone are separated out here.
They'll deal with the devil they know.
Yeah.
They also don't want to let Ponalone save a gun, so...
Pone
gonna be planted.
could do a lot of damage here. No? They know. Oh, never mind.
They were a little ready for that, unfortunately.
Yeah.
They've been diligent, right? It's been a nice
yeah,
combination of diligence and decisiveness. Wildcard, for being a team that's just made a roster change, look very on the same page.
Yeah, I mean, I think part of that, like I said, is because JBA's played with Grizz before, so I think they probably knew what they were getting in Grizz from JBA's briefing. And of course, having those 2 players play together, they can play off of each other as well. So, yeah, it's looking great. Grizz has been playing his role well.
They're also putting Grizz in a position where he's not a pack player, right? He's playing the B lurk, the B presence.
Yes.
And so that does mean as well that those issues of chemistry as well. It's more about what information he's relaying than necessarily finding the exact timing off of a teammate, right? But it's looking really good. It's looking really damn good. Again, I think I suspect there's some viewers who are like, why do they keep heaping praise on Grizz? He's bottom of the board statistically. And I think he was on Ancient as well. But this is a prime situation where the stats don't tell the story.
Yeah.
And this is our biggest question mark for Wildcard is how's the new edition doing? And the answer is well. The answer is he's doing pretty dang well, even if the numbers aren't popping.
Yeah, and I mean, eventually the numbers probably will pop for him. They already have in the past against, well, lesser competition. Up against Might, he was their top frag. 47 on the board with 105.7 ADR over 2 maps. That's phenomenal in terms of numbers. And even if you look at his overall stats in the 10 maps he's played, he's plus 14 kill death differential and an 84.7 ADR, which is best on the team. So he's been doing both, right? When he's asked to relay information, it's like it's the opener there onto Fang through the smoke. When he's asked to relay the information, play more of a supporting role, he does that. Or when he's needed to frag out, he's done that too. So it's good to have a versatile body like that in your squad.
And especially on this map as well, if he's playing B-Lurk, I assume he's playing B over on the CT side. That is one of the toughest spots in the pool right now. It's the spot that makes Donk look pedestrian when he plays it. Like, it's not an ideal scenario as a player. It's kind of a little bit of the grunt work. Okay, come on, boss. Give us something. Give us some sort of fight here. They've evened up the numbers. They've denied the space. There's nothing really for Wildcard just yet. They found a foothold on towards B, and there it is. Grizz and JBA, the young guns, talk about the chemistry. Well, that's it on display. Both kills come in sync. I mean, this one is done. Cryptic, 1v3. Frankly, I think he doesn't have time. Otherwise, I'd say he has to go for it. But he just really doesn't even have time to consider it.
No, he's too far. Oh boy, wow, 10-0 in favor of Wildcard. Things have fallen silent on the boss side. Kind of expected given their struggles on Vertigo lately and how good boss have been here, but at the same time, this is a blowout, right? So
yeah, there's okay, I'm gonna give Wildcard the edge, and then there's whatever we're watching right now. Boss looked defeated. Looked defeated for about 5 rounds now.
They got off to a decent start on that round. We got to give them credit for that at least, right? I mean, it felt like they were getting aggressive. I think the problem is they're not making the adjustment they need to. That B site is just such a weakness that they need to put maybe even a third body there and leave an A anchor, 1 mid, 1 A, and send 3 B to try and fend off what Wildcard are throwing their way, because I think it's been maybe 7 rounds where Wildcard have won by ending up on the B site. It was only a few that were over at A. It's been the weak spot, and they haven't closed that gap at all. Maybe they're talking that over now. Timeout going to be called here. They got a big goose egg on the board, though, and this one hurts for them, no question. 2 more rounds in the half. I don't want to say it's unrecoverable. I don't think any match of Counter-Strike is unrecoverable.
No.
But this is very, very low chance of boss coming back.
One of the beautiful things about Counter-Strike is that,
yes,
however improbable, it's always doable.
Exactly.
It's always doable. We've seen crazier comebacks, we've seen crazier games, but the problem is
the
The
trend.
manner in which Boss have been losing these rounds, right?
Yeah, exactly.
They just haven't felt like they're in the same weight class as a wild card more often than not. Flashbang over, around the corner. Smoke in for control. So mid basically conceded from Boss here. Fresh even catches a nade to underscore the point. And Wildcard with all that room, with all that control, well, they're actually just going to move off of it. I kind of love this. Look at how much focus they've drawn. You've got Pwn alone and Fang fully zoomed in. Meanwhile, you're taking a ramp control, and it means that Cryptic's in a tough spot. He's burning. He's forced out. Fang's going to come back to support. Got a lot of utility, but they need to make this work. Cryptic strikes for the first. That's huge. Now they can play together on the angle. Fighting back in. Oh, it's punished. Grizz was waiting for that. They needed information, and it cost.
Okay.
But it might have just been enough. The cavalry is here. Slight's got 20 seconds to try and make this clutch happen. The
What
ball's
a
been
nade.
recovered.
Oh, he's got another one.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. That's brought it down to a 1v1. He thought he picked up the C4. He has it, and that costs him. Boss are finally on the board. Oh, it's by the skin of their teeth. But they have done it. They have got what felt impossible. They have a round win.
Honestly, if Slight doesn't make that mistake of, slipping past the bomb, I think he wins that round. I really do. The double nade, it felt good for Wildcard. But Boss at least are able to get that one on the scoreboard by hook or by crook. It doesn't matter at this point how the 1 point comes on the scoreboard. The fact that they got it at least gives them something to build off of here. Still going to be a full buy. We talked about it before. Wildcard's economy is, it's going to be comfortable for the remainder of this half, and that was back in round number 7. Anyway, Ponalona double kill coming through with the AWP. Cryptic gets Grizz, and okay, Boss might be closing this one out with at least 2 rounds.
It's something. It's something. A little bit of hope, a little bit of inspiration, but it's not done yet. Stanislaw has been a menace. Slight not far behind him. These two are a deadly pair indeed. Still with Darty pushing the flank. They're contained. The information's here. 3 sets of eyes ready for this fight. And Darty creeping ever closer on the flank. Sure does feel like it should be a sure thing, but Stanislaw gonna try and change that. Only one. All into Slight now. No chance to plant the bomb. No reason for them to fight him. And Pwn alone will seal the deal. Back-to-back rounds to close. Just a little bit of sweetness on what has been a very bitter day for Boss. And we're back. This could be brief. This could be quick. Boss, we need to see a whole different team. Still, you said it in the first half, John. It ain't over till it's over.
Indeed. There's still a chance. They haven't won a single pistol round, though. It's 3-0 in favor of Wildcard. So that's the first thing that's going to need to change because it's 10-2 right now. And if they lose this one, it could be even faster for us to be at the finish line. Now, JBA is hiding here over at Quad, and Darty spams through the smoke.
Right.
There's Fang onto Sonic. They might get exactly what they need. Fang the 2K.
That's what you like to see. The switch has been flipped. It feels like they're starting to believe. Stanislav is believing he wants this nade in the next round. Or he just went to go back and get it? I mean, certainly at this point, they're not trying to retake.
Oh!
He said, let me get some more Dar! Cost him his life.
Yeah.
You gotta get those stats up when you can, you know, as an IGL.
I mean, yeah. He doesn't get many opportunities to do so. Slight may get a parting gift here. There it is. $300 added to the bank. Probably wants a little bit more. Maybe get some util next one. There we go. 600 and stays alive. Cool. Slight also kept the kit alive there, so it's something. But into this round, you probably expect them just to go on the eco anyway.
Yeah, I'd imagine he's mentally chalking that towards a future op.
Exactly.
2 kills here? Oh, well, don't mind if I do. Oh, no, Anna, never mind. Puts a smoke behind this. So we're going to have a little something to cook with here with the USBs. Not just shelling it all away for the future. Where's the flashes? They're ready for the A-ramp fight?
I think so. Yeah, stands
Like
at
pretty far
A-ramp.
back if you're just going to go for these flash swings. I'm curious about how they're going to try and work this.
Boss are so hesitant, right? Given how this map is played out.
I mean,
They're clearing everything.
You can't fumble this, can you?
No.
John?
I mean, you can, but they shouldn't.
All right, the bodies are here now. Bomb's going to be planted. Those flashes are still being held in reserve. So is the smoke. Oh, they're going to try and stick it. This is a ninja attempt. Smoke for the bomb. They're going to fly forward, use the flashes to sow chaos, and Slight's going to try and stick the bomb. That's what this is all about.
Wild if it works.
Here come the flashbangs. Here come the motion. Have they got him on it? No. He's been spotted. Not going to work. But that was the idea. I appreciate it in a round with minimal possibility. But they try and go for something a little creative.
Yeah. I mean, I think the smoke was a little bit off. They probably wanted a little bit more coverage towards the left side where Stanislav, you saw, or yeah, I think it was Stanislav jumping up over the box and he just gets caught. And that is it for the round. But yeah, it was just USPs. Clever. Didn't work out. They still got a 6-round lead, so they're feeling pretty good. 4 M4s and the FAMAS will be coming through here. No op available for Slight just yet. Not sure that he is going to need it, though, in a round like this. You got 2 MAC-10s, 2 Galils, and the AK on Boss's end. It's a bonus round for them, but, I mean, again, they need it. I would have almost argued that they should maybe force up. Get like the best guns possible, but then that might hurt their economy. I don't know. Just with this type of deficit, you need all the advantages you can get. But they will have a buy up in the bank regardless. Slight delayed a little bit from going up towards boost from that Molotov, and Grizzly is actually taking a little bit of damage as well in the molly. Has to back off here from the side hall position, and the util comes out at the wrong time for Stan. Grizz saves his bacon, but he goes down in turn. Stan trying to hide around the edge of the smoke, and he spots out Pone, makes good of it. 4v3. Stan swings around, does a little bit more damage to Darty, but it is down to a 3v3. They still got Slight close by. He might try to deny the plant. No, he's falling back, and they're going for a straight-up retake.
Challenging here. Smoke to set it up. Now they make the move. Good timing on the nade. Good timing on the flash. And Sonic's got them both. Beautiful flashbang from JBA. Last player here at Cement. They know where he is. And JBA will polish it off. That's a nice retake coming through from Wildcard. Slight's just going to be able to stare into the eyes of the bomb planter. as he diffuses all that he tried to do, John.
Wow, I feel like Cryptic, it almost looked like he froze or something, or I don't even know what happened. He's just staring forward, maybe just shell-shocked, didn't know what to do in that situation where his teammate fell to a player that was pushing the smoke, and I guess the comms couldn't come out quickly enough in that situation. Anyway, 11-4 in favor of Wildcard. Boss, they still have a buy-up in the bank. As we mentioned, that was just a bonus round coming through. AKs across the board for them. On the other side for Wildcard, they don't get to build up as much economy as they probably hoped they would because they lost a decent chunk of bodies. Still looking great for them given the lead that they've built up for themselves. Cryptic, a little bit of damage taken from that nade that was tossed on forward. He's gonna, oh, Stan's dead, maybe. Oh, down 4 HP. Still alive, but they probably won't think he's there. Yeah, exactly my point. They overlook him. I think they overlook him.
This could get interesting.
Don't throw it, Stan. Honestly, no one's looking.
Is Fang lining up another HE? No. Okay. It's for headshot.
Maybe they just fall off of A completely. They don't have to commit. No, now they send 3 players side hall. They're coming.
That's worked out surprisingly well for them to avoid cement. Slight. Gets the one. Stan's been here the whole time. Does he deny the bomb plant? He does indeed. Uh-oh.
No.
That's the surprise. There was still somebody here. Only gets the one. It was just a matter of time. Knew he had to take the initiative, but now this is getting very messy indeed. Sustained fight over the boxes. Bomb needs to be planted. 35 seconds. They've not got a lot of time, but Freshie wants to fight, and he's going to be rewarded. Freshie's got it all.
That is beautiful from Freshie, taking the confident fight and top of the boxes, saying, I don't care if I'm fully exposed. I'm going to flush these guys out with bullets, and does exactly that. Maybe there was some confirmed damage in the mix there because both Wildcard players were very low in that 2v2 versus Boss having full health for both. And I thought, you know, the way things had gone, because confidence might not be on the side of Boss right now, that Wildcard would have still been able to pull it through. But great play from Freshie. That's what they need. 5th round found, and Wildcard are back on the eco. This is their chance, their window to get back into this map. Very light investment for Wildcard as well. Only a 5.7 and a deagle along with a flashbang, nothing else. Burning away next to JBA, maybe connecting for a couple of headshots here. Good flashbang thrown, and he actually does get one and traded out. So it's okay.
They're all here, though. There's 3 players here. They got the numbers.
Should be okay.
This could get wild. This could get weird. Sonic's connected.
It should be okay.
The 5-7's putting in work. Slide with the needle.
No!
Needs to line it up, but found some good damage. That AG. No, doesn't find its mark. He's got another one. He's got another one. Bomb's going down. Fang's the healthy player. Not so healthy anymore. They're quite low. Grizz is forward. He's got the first.
No!
One shot to put them on the map point. Oh! But the dance around the information spot costs him. Freshie with a 4-piece. Back-to-back big rounds. Keeping them fighting. Keeping them swinging.
I can't breathe.
Imagine how the players feel, John.
Yeah, no kidding. That is just, wow. Insane stuff coming through. The util's just been so good for Wildcard, even on these eco rounds. The USP's doing the damage. The opener comes through, and afterwards just chaos onto that B site. It felt like for a moment that Freshie wouldn't be able to do it, but he does get that 4th. The thing is, it's so costly for Boss at a point where they can't afford to lose that many bodies. They need to get quite a few in a row and have a strong foundation for themselves to continue to pull from. And you see here, Wildcard are going to have the 5M4, excuse me. And again, the util is so good, well placed from them. The 2 Molotovs at the bottom of ramp here to keep Boss at bay. Even the audio cues, right, of them dipping their toes a little bit too much into them. So Wildcard knows that there's presence here. You see Grizz in the smoke up close and personal here. And Stanislaw supporting. This is a really good setup for Wildcard. They might overlook Grizz completely.
Done exactly that. Grizz 2, but he's lost teammate as well, and Sonic's gone, so hasn't quite worked out. in the full sum of it. Light does even up the numbers. Molotov down to deny some space as well. Boss haven't committed yet. 40 seconds on the clock, though. This has sent alarm bells up for Wildcard. But that extra Molotov, well, as they clear mid, they're going to come back in. They wanted to make sure there wasn't a push on the flank. And actually, Boss have not capitalized. They don't have the bomb down. A re-smoke up. But now Wildcard are very much ready to contend with this. They're waiting for the tap, and they're going to come through. Flashbang. Here comes the move. They're wrapping the box. If they got the kill, no. It's Freshie instead. Again and again. This guy is stepping up here, John.
This is the Freshie we saw throughout the entirety of those playoffs last season. He has awoken and risen over these last 3 rounds to deliver round victory after round victory. 3 in a row. But they are 4 back still. That's the problem. The good news is they forced Wildcard onto another eco. The bad news is they haven't looked good on the anti-eco. So this could still get very dicey. And it is a better buy-up for Wildcard this time than it was in the last one where they brought it down to a 1v1. 2 Deagles, P250, and 2 5.7s, and a good chunk of util that has been, as mentioned, deployed extremely effectively round after round by Wildcard on this defensive side. Grizzly, Mr. Grizz, waiting beyond this smoke. Going to play the patient game. Stanislaus setting up the crossfire. They looked over him last time. They're probably going to be a lot more cautious here. Fang sees him, spams away. Stan trying to activate the support. He can't. Fang is tucked into scaffolding, and Stan doesn't have an angle, so he just has to fall back. And in the meantime, JBA on the B site took a lot of damage, and they're trying to pull Wildcard towards B, and that's exactly what happens here. Stan gets caught in rotation, and I mean, this round's over. I think Boss have it as long as they go A.
It was a gamble call by Wildcard, right? They got nothing to show for it. 8 to 11, man. This is starting to become the stuff of possibility, isn't it? What a world of difference this map has become. It's a 10-2 half, folks. This is an utter beatdown. And now, feeling like a distinct possibility. One thing that's interesting, just for the continued analysis of how Wildcard's deploying Grizz and what they're doing. Grizz is playing towards A. JBA is their B anchor. Despite the fact that Grizz is playing the B lurk. A lot of times you'll see teams try and keep a player in both of those angles just because they get a feel for the position. They get a feel for how each other are trying to play for it. You know, you have players become specialists in one side of the map or another. So it is kind of interesting to me that Grizzly is sticking around on the A ramp fights instead.
Yeah, interesting that Freshie also didn't realize how far the bomb was going to do damage to him. So it happens, of course. It's okay. He's played so well over these last few rounds that it can easily be overlooked, and he'll just get the reinvestment. Their money's still healthy. They forced a timeout out of Wildcard. That is the first timeout Wildcard I think have called throughout these 2 maps. Maybe they called one in Ancient, but I don't remember. This is the first time they've really felt pressured, though. Only 3 rounds back, Boss kind of on a resurgence. This being a critical round that could determine whether they just close it out here quickly or if Boss are going to come back and tie it up. I say if Wildcard loses this round, probably Boss come back and get to the 11-11 mark. Which is crazy because it was 10-0 at one point. You know, as we were saying, as I mentioned, right? Never over. That's what's great about Counter-Strike.
Never over until it's done. Beautiful thing, yeah. Not a, I mean, as much as there is momentum that we speak of course, it's never a done deal. You have to win 13 rounds. Oh, Fang. Chewing that off on the Molotov. Can't quite get over the lip. Grizz forced back. Big utility exchange here towards A. Boss wanted to up the pace, but they've been rebuffed. They're going to concede at least the initial skirmish. Still no bodies lost, so no harm, no foul is the way they feel. And look at this. Look at the setup on B for Wildcard. It's just JBA, and he's got responsibility for mid as well. This is a problem, but as they peek mid, they realize the error, and Wildcard might just be able to correct in time. Utility going over from JBA, trying to stall this out. Now he's got Sonic to support. Now he's got Slight in towards mid to give them some comfort. And here comes the fight. It's a full on B-Tick. What do you got for us, JB? Show us why. You still have this spot. Flickers on the first. Dancing around the smokes, diving in, takes the initiative, almost gets the third. JBA showing some star power here, giving his team the advantage in the retake.
Yeah, they got all 4 players coming from the same angle, though.
Boost?
Yeah, it's a triple boost that's coming through. It's a lot of visibility gained here.
The player white box? No. Oh.
Timing off.
Just missed it by a sliver. You almost want that kind of crazy play to work out. Audio cue here for Cryptic. And he's just been spammed. That's brutal. All falls to Freshie. 4 HP to try and keep them alive. He's been the hero. He's got to be great.
Oh.
Can't do it. A defuse on just in the nick of time at that. They didn't have kits. Freshie couldn't have known this, but if he stalls an extra half a second, this one's done as it is.
Jeez.
Just under the wire. Map point secured.
Yeah, 10.5 seconds there to defuse it, and yeah, barely getting it for Wildcard. The timeout pays off. 12 to 8 in their favor. They have 4 opportunities to close it out. Good news for Boss, they can buy up here. You know, bad news, they need overtime, of course, to have any hope of coming out with victory here on Vertigo. Looking at JBA, though, what a play for him. I mean, you talked about him being on quad, and maybe they should have swapped Grizz there. I don't know, but JBA played it so very well and maneuvered himself into 2 frags and almost even that third one. He has been their top fragger, of course, this season. Fang is going to get Grizzly. Stanislaw gets the immediate trade, though. 4v4, and Fang's maybe a little bit exposed. That smoke is still giving him cover. Stan, seems like he has a beat on Cryptic here.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, he does. No, he doesn't get the frag, though. How does he miss that? 3v2 in favor of Boss.
That was a lights out play from Cryptic. Thought he was dead meat. Instead, now Slight's cashing HEs. Put under pressure, trying to adjust. He's got a teammate here, but he's out in the open, and Fang capitalizes. JBA,
wow.
Nothing doing there. What a turn of events. At all feels like it comes off of Cryptic kill, but it's Fang to put together 3 to secure it.
That is, that's the Fang that Boss needs on a consistent basis. And I think I feel like a broken record here, Mike, but it's been the story of Fang's career, even though he's still very young, like 22 years old. If you look at it, you're like, wow, it feels like he's been around longer than that, but needs to be consistent, needs to move away from that streakiness and become more of that, I can be a pillar for my team at all times. And again, I only say this because I love him as a player. I'd love to see him be around for a much longer time, and I hope he gets that success that he's looking for here on this Boss squad. And that was the round where he just looked untouchable, really, in the way he was playing. Opening frag goes Grizz's way, but traded out immediately by Cryptic.
Question, is that gun going to be retrievable? It'd be quite a risk. Might be one-day team worth taking. Stan tries to get it, and yeah, that's why it was a risk. Cryptic had the line, knew what he'd be going for. Here's the audio cue, and it's the easiest kill of his life. So, most of the danger probably taken out of this round. Slight with a USP. They're not going to overlook it. Trying to just play an off angle. Armor probably worth saving here.
Mm-hmm.
But Wildcard may not agree with me.
Well, I think JBA... No, you're absolutely right. They're not going to agree with you. It looks like they're trying to go for a bit of a fight here.
Imagine they do it.
It could just be exits. There's no way they go for the defusal, right? They don't have a kit.
Coming up for a headshot. Be a full 10-second defuse. JBA's waited out the smokes, and now he's kind of stuck.
He's just waiting for exits, but yeah, he's definitely stuck. I mean, Darty probably can't see it from this angle, but if he pushes up a little bit further, he will, and there, well, JBA gives it to him anyway. Oh well. They're just throwing away the armor, I guess.
That's an interesting series of decisions. The kills don't really matter from this point. I mean, they'll have a buy in the next.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's what they were figuring, but still, like, there's 2 more rounds left, not 1.
Yeah, and you could have had the armor saved. That's a little bit of a lack of discipline there. That's a little bit of an error potentially made. Boss gonna take the timeout here because they want to make sure this round is bang on. They know if they win here, easy street to overtime. So Axe getting in their ears right here and now. letting him know what he wants to see. Because this is the big test.
Oof. 23rd round of play, and to be quite honest with you, Mike, didn't think we'd get here. I mean, I thought that Wildcard was going to take this one rather quickly after we started the second half, but no, Boss have played a very impressive T side. A lot of their pieces awakening, Freshie in particular, with 3 rounds in a row, almost single-handedly being delivered to his team by him, and then Fang with an aggressive 3K right after they lost their 12th round. They come back, and he's the reason why they're able to push it this far. So, I mean, just need more of that from Boss, and they'll be headed to overtime.
Inching up A ramp, giving up all their B control. They've got no presence B, they got no presence mid. They're going to bet this on an A take, it looks like. Molotov dissuades them, tickles Pone alone at that. But they're not moving, that was a footstep. That was a footstep from Fang.
Yep.
Was an audio cue given over. That's a smoke to seal off the side hall, but still, Boss make their move. A dogged approach. Stand holding onto this side. This is a huge position.
Yeah.
Slight strikes the first, but Grizz is lost. Still, they might not expect Stan to be here. And there's the punish. He's got the one. Bomb plant denied. Cryptic's able to trade it, but the bodies are starting to fall away. They're running out of numbers, and once these smokes fade, they're in trouble. Bomb has to be planted now. Ponolo knows it, but he panics. Now these smokes are truly gone. Can retake util have they got? Not a whole lot. Ponolo, the double fake. This one caught them. The nade to put pressure on a JBA. Fang fighting forward with his comrade. The battle lines have been drawn. It's here and now, and it's all Fang. He's got the first. Doesn't know JBA's spot, but he's got a read, and JBA! Up and over and through! Wildcard! Complete the 2 wins on the night. It got so damn close, John, considering how this game started, but it's still Wildcard to walk away.
I mean, look, Boss has to figure out how to get past these bad starts, it seems, as Wildcard going to take the 2-0. By the way, Mike, Carpe Diem 2-0'd Nouns for the first time this season. It is the first time in all those maps played that Nouns have lost both of the maps against their opponent after dropping Classia. So I don't know what that says, but anyway, I mean...